Welcome back, everybody, to a new video. Today is a special day. First and foremost, it is actually Easter Sunday. But that is not the only reason it is a very special day. Today is also the day that, after a very, very long time, I am making the video that I've been envisioning making for you guys for the past year and a half. Today, I am making the video in which I am announcing the next step on my journey in my life for this channel. If you've been following me from the beginning, and especially if you've been following me since the last, I would say, 2 years, first of all, shout out to you for sticking around, because I know it hasn't always been sexy. I know it hasn't always been bright and positive, and it's let's be real. In the 5 years of me YouTubing and documenting my life, I can without any question state that the past year and a half has been the shittiest part of my life, the saddest. Uh, I felt down and out many times, going from being, ending the relationship with Katya, coming to grips with that, processing that, to then being stuck in a flat that I didn't enjoy, where I did not want to live, but I was stubborn, and it was so much change in such a short period of time. I couldn't process it, and I just had to hold on to some things that were familiar to me. And I know a lot of people can relate to that. It can be very hard if many changes occur at the exact same time, and you just feel like the world is being pulled up under you, and you just want to hold on to something. So I that was me holding on to that flat for another year, way too long, paying an exuberant amount of rent that only continued to go up for some reason. And then me finally figuring it out, and at the same time I say, that I definitely, that was me holding on to it, but I also needed to hit rock bottom. I needed my life to become shitty enough to the point where I was like, I've got my back against the wall and I have to make a change. I was getting so good at being comfortable with less. I was getting so good at making light out of the shitty situation that I basically understood the situation has to get really bad in order for me to finally have to be able to facilitate change again. So there was definitely a part of that. A part of that was also me just like seeing how long I could eat shit. And I ate shit for a long time. Um, but I am happy I did it like that, because it really allowed me to think things through. I plotted, I planned, I spent so many dark, lonely evenings and nights in that place, just envisioning, trying to crack the code. Like, what is gonna be my next move? How do I approach this? And I think the thing that makes me such a good coach to my clients is I'm really good at taking in information and then just making like a very clear, rational list of pros and cons, looking at it from all sides and different perspectives, and then coming up with like almost like a mathematical equation of this is always the right thing to do. So if people tell me about their life and they they give me the details and the context, usually I can, with great confidence, tell them like, this is what you should do. It doesn't mean that this is gonna work, but this is like your best shot. Now, needless to say, I also apply that to me. The problem is, I know so much about myself because of myself that I basically got stuck in this paralysis analysis, and I just basically kept adding information to the matrix of me trying to figure out what to do next. Like I was so fixated on my next move has to be my best move that I basically just, I froze. It crippled me up until a point where I finally reached back to an understanding I've always had and something that I've talked about since the beginning of this channel, and it is that I have a very strong belief that the biggest advantage of traveling is its ability to facilitate change. I've always said that. I've always said that I don't believe traveling is the solution. I don't believe that just spending your life traveling is a good lifestyle per se in order for you to find happiness. I don't believe in utilizing travel as a way to escape your reality, but I've always believed in travel as a very efficient way to just kind of like uplift yourself, pull yourself up out of the mud, and just kind of like clear those goggles and have a fresh look. There's something about travel, especially obviously when you're doing it solo, alone, that just reignites some type of primal instinct, some type of, you tap into an energy source that you can only tap in when you're faced with pressure, stress, anxiety in terms of figuring stuff out. Like you just landed. Like now I gotta get from point A to point B. I don't speak the language. What do? I'm all alone, and then you just kind of go into survival mode. And a very strong byproduct of that survival mode is a certain type of adrenaline, something being put into your system that just allows you to remember, like, I'm powerful, like, I can do this, I can really do this, like, I can really do anything, really, when I'm locked in, when I'm focused, when I'm fully awake, when I'm here, like, and that's what happened to me. And I, on that travel, the last one I did to Costa Rica, as you all know, I spent about 3 weeks in Costa Rica, and then I had another 6 days in Mexico City. So, mind you, the whole trip was basically about Costa Rica, and then I added 6 days to Mexico City because it was a lot cheaper and easier for me to fly back straight from Mexico City to Amsterdam, which is close to Belgium, where I live, where I'm from. And those last 6 days in Mexico City, I remember walking through the city and just thinking, like, I always, like, when I was in Costa Rica, it was great, it was fun, it was paradise, but it was always just that. It was a beautiful vacation spot, and I enjoyed it, I really did, but it never, not in any moment did it struck me as, like, I don't want to say a real place, because obviously it is a real place, but for me it didn't feel like a real place in terms of a potential location for me to like start over, or like try to have a new life, or pursue a career. And I went to Mexico, not Mexico City, not thinking anything of it. As you all know, I got super sick like right the first day when I got there. So the first 3 nights I was just like in my bed, puking, dying. And I remember thinking, like, I'm gonna, like, I hate this place because I'm sick and I feel bad and I want to go home. And I even remember saying out loud to myself, like, I should have never came here. I should have, should have not added this. I should not have added this to the trip. I should have paid more and just gone home. Then after 3 days, I felt better, and I started walking around, and just walking around as I like to do, and exploring. And something happened. Something really happened. And Mexico City is definitely not aesthetically the most beautiful place. Like it's a super crowded city. It's big city life to the max. It has 22 million people in total. Like if you take the grand scale, basically. So it's not like this paradise or anything like that. But it reminded me, and I can't put my finger on it what it was, but something about it reminded me of Barcelona. And you guys know my story and my connection with Barcelona, like that. That's where I basically started my second life. after my cancers. And that's where I did the initial Building a New Life series. So I was just there and spending time and connecting with the locals and talking Spanish, and everybody was praising my Spanish, how good it was. And I'm there thinking like, why am I not using my Spanish more? Like, this is a real thing. Like, I speak much better than all these other foreigners that I'm meeting. Like, it's really easy for me to make connections. And something just clicked with that place. And I remember getting on the flight home and thinking like, I think I, I think I have an idea. I think this is the moment. I think this is the aha moment that I've been waiting on. Like, I think this could be a real place for me. I really do think that. And I remember thinking, I've got this understanding now. I've got this energy. I've got this perspective, but it's not gonna last. Best case scenario, I'll be able to hold on to it for 2 weeks, maybe 3, but then I'll just go back to being, the person I was before I got on that travel. And I remember coming home and the next morning, the first day back, just opening my computer and hitting Google, and I started looking for jobs in Mexico City. And I saw one job that really, immediately it jumped out to me. Like the role and what it entailed really spoke to me, and I applied. The first job I applied to, and then the following days, and the following weeks, I applied to a bunch of other jobs as well. And I didn't hear anything from that job until 2 weeks later. I was already thinking like, man, damn, didn't nobody got back to me. And then that first job got back to me, and I started going through the interview process, and I kept advancing to the next round, and at some point, I was like, I might actually get this. And then, lo and behold, they offered me the job, and I said yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am hereby announcing that in 5 days from now, I am officially moving, relocating to Mexico motherfucking City to start a new job, a new career, full time. Don't worry, I'll still be doing this. We're also kicking off Building a New Life, or bringing back Building a New Life, taking it all the way back. I'll do my best to try and document my new life there. It's not gonna be daily vlogs, and it's gonna be, you're gonna have to bear with me. It's probably gonna be more of a diary style where I like to sit down and just process things and talk about it. I'm not sure how much I feel like doing the whole taking my camera everywhere and filming things, because that's a whole different ballgame. Like, as I've grown and as I've matured, I appreciate more the style of like me talking to the camera as if it's my diary and sharing that with you guys, and I hope you guys do too. But we'll see, we'll see. But needless to say, this is, I'm so excited. I'm so nervous. I can't wait to see what is next for me. I've lived and worked abroad before in Stockholm and Sweden and Barcelona, but this is a whole different ballgame. Like, I'll be in an entirely different continent. It's an 8-hour difference from the time zone where I live in Belgium. Um, Honestly, it is my single biggest adventure to date, and I'm doing it 1 month before turning 35. So let's fucking go, man. You guys know I stayed down. I stayed down till I came up. I ate shit. I tried to crack the code. I waited. I plotted. I planned. And I waited for that moment, for that sign, for that gut feeling telling me to jump. And I knew that this was the time to jump. And that's why I'm jumping. And I'm not gonna speak. I'll do videos about what the job entails and all that like later. I want to take it step by step, but I just wanted to first off start by just making this announcement. It's all gone incredibly fast. They offered me the job a week ago. I'm leaving in 5 days, so it's come as an absolute shock for everybody around me, my family, my friends, and me as well. Um, but everyone that truly knows me is super excited and happy for me because they know that it was time for something, and I just know and feel that I've got at least one big move left in me. I've got one last bullet in the chamber, one last adventure in me. And 35 soon, no kids, no relationships, no loans of the house, no commitments, nothing holding me back. And to be like, it sounds bad, but I'm just being rational. I am one encounter away of never being able to do this again. I always tell people that, like, I am one meeting away, one person away that I fall in love with, and that I'm like, she's the one, and I want to be with her. Like, I'm at that stage in my life, guys. Like, I want to have kids, I want to have a nice little house, and I want to settle down and all that. But I'm also understanding, like, I'm not gonna move to Mexico City when I'm 35. Like, the time is now, and I just really, like, that's what I mean when I make a list of pros and cons. Like, I really looked at it and told myself, like, dude, it's time to go balls to the wall. It's time to really just see what happens. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm making this video to inspire you guys. I actually had a video call with one of my clients yesterday. Shout out to Angus, man. Awesome dude, like, beautiful human being, really cool guy from the UK. And I told him the news yesterday, and I was just telling him, like, dude, use this as the spark that'll ignite that fire of change in you. Use this for inspiration. Like, we can do it together. Let's fucking go, man. Stay down till you come up. There's nothing wrong with staying down. There's nothing wrong with going into monk mode. There's nothing wrong with plotting and planning like I did for a year and a half, wallowing in the dark, focusing on my fitness and being in the best shape that I could be, so I would be ready. I would be ready for when that opportunity presented itself. And then that opportunity presented itself, and I said, let's go, baby, and we're doing it. Now, guys, I've already won in my, like, it doesn't matter, like, no matter what happens in terms of it being a success and it turning out great or not so great. All we can do is try. All we can do is put forward our best effort, and that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to lead by example, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing. It's not about the journey. The journey truly is the destination. It truly is. It's not about winning or losing. It's about just giving it a shot. It's about giving it a shot. So I'm giving it a shot, guys, and man, even, like, hasn't made that decision and hasn't made those plans, it's already given me, I feel like a different person. It's like I woke up and I was reminded, like, this is who you are. Like, I feel like there was a dormant giant inside of me, like a dormant energy that, I somehow I put away, but it's back, and I can't wait to commence this adventure and see what happens, to meet new people, to go in the heart of Mexico City and just really, like, try to network, try to, just, like, whatever, man. I've done a lot of research on Mexico City, and I really feel like it's super comparable to Barcelona in 2010. So when I moved to Barcelona in 2010, it was still very much on the come up. It was like, it wasn't this super hyped up huge thing that it is today yet. Like, in my humble opinion, Barcelona is kind of, it's well over its peak. It's like Bali. It's like these places that just have been raped by tourism and by consumerism, and people just wanting to come there, and like, it's just a city of Airbnbs and coffee places now. It's still great, but it was different in 2010. And I was there in that initial, like, wave when Barcelona was, like, up and coming, and everybody was was discovering it. And I feel the same way about Mexico City. I feel like it's just still dangerous enough so that most people are scared to move there and go there, which is actually a good thing, because as soon as the world feels like a place is entirely safe, it's over. Like we have too many people right now that are willing to spend money and travel. That's why I hate Bali. I, I, I will never go to Bali again because Bali is the place where everybody goes that is scared to travel. That's the place everybody goes when they're just like, okay, like I'm kind of a pussy and I'm super scared that somebody will rob me, but oh, I'll just go to Bali because it's literally the safest place on earth. So then what you end up having is this place where it's just like way too many people from the West with way too much money and bringing a certain mentality there that I also don't really like. But anyway, like this is not about Bali. The point is, I think Mexico City is on the up. I think it'll become one of the most important hubs of tech in the next couple of years. The job I'll be working will also be in tech, so that's also why I am going in that direction because obviously I very much believe in the future of tech and more specifically AI. If Skynet ends up popping out a few Terminators, I'd rather be on the Skynet side, man. I'll be like, greasing up the Terminators and shit. Like, don't shoot me, I'm with y'all. Shout out to AI. But all jokes aside, there is a big plan behind this. There's a lot of strategizing behind this in terms of the company, in terms of the location. And maybe I'm like, it's entirely possible that I end up going there and I'm like, this sucks. And like, I'm this Belgian. It is possible. But I need to find out. I need to figure out. I need to go and see for myself. So I'm in the process right now of so I booked an Airbnb for the first 2 weeks, so like I already have 15 nights like that I actually have a place to go to, and now I'm trying to find a place to like permanently live, like rent for the long term. Um, the week has been so hectic as you can imagine. I've just been so many things, the working visa, the onboarding, like it's been a lot and sometimes it's been overwhelming, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Just don't whine and do it. And of course, needless to say, I'll continue to like take on some clients. Obviously, I'm gonna have to change some things in terms of my availability, but it is definitely the idea to still keep the coaching business going as well, and then at the same time also produce videos for you guys. But um, yeah, this is the news. I feel like I've been talking for forever. How long am I at? 23 minutes. Okay, probably time for me to wrap it up. Um, yeah, I just wanted to make this announcement. Moving to Mexico City in a couple of days, building a new life, taking you guys on the journey, and hopefully I can inspire some of you to try and do the same thing in whatever capacity possible. I just want to end this video by saying thank you to all the people that stuck with me in the past year and a half, all the people that continue to watch and comment and like, even when the content was just me being depressed and going to the gym. Um, we stay down, but now it's time to come up. It really is. So if you've been with me, stick with me now because it's about to get really fun and really interesting. Alright guys, thank you so much. I'll make another video some other time and I'll keep you guys posted building a new life. We back, baby. Happy Easter, y'all. Cheers.